everyone and welcome. Today we are going to talk about the prime lens from Canon 50mm f1.8. In this video, we are going to talk about specifically for YouTube purposes in a low light situation and in a tight space or in a small room. So this will be very specific about indoor videography and low light. And then the purpose of this is to let you know my personal thoughts, but the pros and cons, and how can you make use of it the best as you can, and why this lens is a great deal. This will be aimed for YouTubers like me who are doing DIY setup and who are looking forward to improve their YouTube videos. First of all, I'm not a photographer. I'm just trying my best to make my videos look better. As you can see, this video is shot on this lens that I'm reviewing. And if you are a videographer or a YouTuber who is more expert on this area of videography, if you can give me some advice to further improve my videography, I will thank you in advance for doing that. So now we will begin. First, I'd like to show to you some clips from the kit lens and the settings I used on it. You can see the kit lens isn't that bad, but I thought that we can further improve our videos by investing in this 50mm f1.8 lens. So I was about to sell it, but I did some research, trying my best to make the most out of it in my small room, small studio. So let me share to you the pros. First of all, so it will perform better in a low light because of the f1.8 aperture. So I'm gonna let you see my simple setup, the lights that I used, making my room as bright as I can. So here it is. Alright, as you can see, this is my small room, really tight space. So the widest is 12 feet, and I almost have approximately 6 feet to 12 feet of working space with the camera, with the lens. So this is the lighting, just few lighting, and this is where I stand, and this is my main working space. Then the next pros is that if you're shooting for portrait, you can have a good separation from the background or a blurry background. So it's nice if you have some shots like this. The next one is very affordable lens. So I bought this from the marketplace, secondhand, used. It just cost me 80 Canadian dollars. So it might be like 50 or 60 USD, depending on where you are located. So I was so happy that I bought it, luckily, and I have to travel 200 kilometers just to grab this one, aside from grabbing this one with my other agenda, the city that I brought this lens. So the next pros is its versatility. This is a 50mm, but I'm using Canon SL2. Because of the crop factor, it will be magnified by 1.6, so it will become like 80mm. So next one is autofocus. This lens I don't have any problems with autofocus. It just performs good and nothing to complain about it. And the other pros is that when you are doing some product photography, it will look sharp and it's like it will look more professional. So something like this. And the pros is that if you can set this up correctly, then you won't have to look for another lens. If you're on a budget, this is perfect for YouTubers like me who are saving money and tight on budget. Moving on, we're going to move on to the cons. The first con is that when you're in a tight space like mine, it might be a struggle to set up at first. You won't get much of the separation from your background, and because I'm using a crop sensor camera, my Canon SL2, it will be more focused because it will behave like an 80mm lens, so you have to back it off. If you are in a tighter space and if your room is really small, you might need another lens. If it's really too tight, you will be dealing with imperfections. You'll be having some shadows, and if you're going to be sitting close to the wall. So as I have mentioned, there are really few cons on this lens. I will share to you how my room is measured. I'm gonna show to you some measurements. So here it is. This is my room. I'm gonna be showing to you my DIY lights. Yeah, just very cheap ones. And DIY lights too on this side. And some lights on the floor. I'm using fluorescent lights for now. And this is my working desk. And I have a tape measure here to show you how much is the working space I do have. So it's about 6 to 12 feet, and this is where I stand. And one, maintaining flexibility when working, that I have some space to reach my mouse if I need to use the computer while editing and performing my videos. Now, let me share to you how I use it. This will be very specific in a tight space and for video. So right now, I will share to you some tips on how you can set this up and make the most out of it in a tight space for videos. First, you can have multiple tripods. So as you can see here, I will show you the tripod that is silver in color. This is the main shots that I use. So this will be my very main tripod I'll be using. If I need another shot like I'm standing, I'm using the Manfrotto small tripod like the handheld tripod. But I'm putting it really far away. So if I want this shot like standing up, like simulating an audience perspective in a concert or in a stage, yeah, I'm using this one. So it's kind of looks crazy, but it's the shot that I want. Then if I want a shot that's more close up, I can use this black tripod. So this will be my so-called flex tripod. So if I want to experiment some shots, I can use this one. So having multiple tripods make your life easier, and set it up where you can just put your camera to set and forget, and that's it. Record your covers or any songs that you want to do. In conjunction with I said earlier, having multiple tripods, you have to fix your angles. The next thing is where you are sitting. It might be helpful to remember exactly, or you can put some tape marks on your floor to know where your chair, where you will be sitting exactly. So when the moment you are ready to record your covers or your songs, whatever, it will be all ready for you. So make your life more easier. Aside from that, the tip is when you are in a low light, as much as possible, we have to take advantage of the aperture f1.8. So this is the widest aperture it can get, and I'll show you my lighting. It's just very simple, and you can see there are some shadows. So I don't mind the shadows. I know it's imperfect because I'm sitting or standing close to the wall, so I have to deal with it. So and I don't mind. So conclusion. So because of the limitations of this lens in a tight room and a tight space, you have to deal with it. And to me, I don't mind the imperfections because the most important thing is the content itself. So the lens and the rest of the equipment will serve your content to make it the best as you can according to your budget as of now. So if you are looking for a first prime lens rather than your kit lens, this is the way to go. The Canon 50mm f1.8. And because it's a really budget friendly, you can and it's one of the most common sold on the market. You can buy it in a second-hand shop, any thrift store, or any pawn shop, or in the marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, or anywhere. You can find it cheaper price. And as long as you can set this correctly in your multiple tripods, so you can have multiple tripods if you're just creating content like just sitting in one place and you don't move much, one tripod is fine. But like me, if I want to have multiple shots, I have multiple tripods. And once it's set up, the lighting is good, and you won't regret. This lens are really good for the price and nothing to complain about. And one thing to keep in mind, it's Canon original. So everything is built well, nothing to complain. And it's if you're shooting indoors, you don't have to worry about being broken or being worry about the weather outside because you're indoors. So that everything will be fine. I hope this video help you further improve your videography. And if you're a videographer, again, I would really appreciate if you can give me some tips and advice too on how I can improve my content. I would like to thank you very much for watching until the end of this video, and I really do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.